Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are fine and healthy. Dear student, the previous class we have discussed the first parts of the topic tables and tools in Word 2013. Previously we have discussed about the creating a table, means how what is a table and how we can create a table. There are various methods to create a table. We have already discussed in our previous classes. Okay, so and today I am going to start the rest of the parts of this chapter, tables and tools in Word 2013. Okay, let's see what are the topics that we will discuss today. The topics are modifying a table, formatting a table, tools in Word. Okay, so these topics we will discuss today. Okay, let's move to our first topic, that is modifying a table. Modifying a table. Modifying a table means that modifying means that to change something slightly. Okay, modification is a change or alterations, usually to make something work better. If you want to change something, you need to make a modification. So in Microsoft Word we can modify a table. Once a table is created in the Microsoft Word, it can be modified by deleting rows or deleting columns, merging cells, splitting of the cells. So we can modify a table by inserting rows, columns in a cell, by deleting rows, columns or a cell, and merging and splitting of the cell. So here we will discuss about how we will insert rows, columns or cells in a table, and how we can delete these rows, columns or cells in a table. And third one is how we can merge a cell, or how we can splitting cells. Okay, so we will move to our first topic, that is how we will insert rows, columns or cells in a table. Inserting and deleting rows, columns or cells in a table. First we will see here how we can insert the rows, columns in a table. Step 1 is click on the layout tab. Step 2 is select the required options from the rows and columns group. There are two steps, and by following these two steps we can insert the rows and columns or cells in our table. First one is we can go to the layout tab and click on it. Second one is select the required options from the rows and columns group. We will select the required options from the rows and columns group. There is more option is there, that means where you will insert these rows and columns. Okay, and these two are the steps to insert the rows and columns in a table. Now see how we can delete these rows and columns in a cell. There are again two steps. Step 1 is click on the layout tab. Step 2 is in the rows and columns group, selected the delete options and choose the required options. Okay, step 1 is click on the layout tab. First you will go to the layout tab and click on it. Second one is in the rows and columns group. Second you will go to the rows and columns group and select the delete options, and there from you will select the delete options and choose the required options. That means more option is there, you will choose according to your requirement. Okay, so this way we can delete the rows and columns from our table. Merging and splitting cells. Before going to discuss about the steps, how to merge cells and how to split cells, first of all you have to know what is called merging cells and what is called splitting cells. Okay, merging cells means that when you combine two or more cells to create a new larger cell, that is called merging cells. Merging cells is often used when a title is to be centered over a particular sections of a spreadsheet. So merging cells means that when two or more cells, when you combine together and to form a new larger cells, that is called merging cells. Okay, and what is called splitting cells? Splitting cells means that it is the process by which you allow your cells to multiply by spreading them into different cultural flasks. So on the other hand, we can say that splitting cells is a features that will allow you to divide a single column. Now we will discuss the steps to merge cells and steps to split cells. So the steps to merge cells are as follows. There are 3 steps, and by using these steps we can merge a cell. So step 1 is select the cells you want to change. First of all, you have to select the cells, okay, that you want to merge. Step 2 is click on the layout tab, and second step is you go to the layout tab and click on it. Step 3 is click the merge cells options in the merge group, and step 3 is click the merge cells group in the merge cells options in the merge group. In the merge group there is merge cell option is there. You go to that options and click on it. So this is the procedure, means this is the way we can merge our cells in Microsoft Word. Now how we can split a cell. Okay, so there are also some steps. By using the steps we can split a cells in a table. So step 1 is click in the cell that you want to split. First of all, you have to select, okay, click you want to split. That means first of all you select that cells you want to split, okay, and click on that cell. Step 2 is click on the layout tab. Second options, you go to the layout tab and click on it. Step 3 is click the split cells options in the merge group. The split cells dialog box appears. In the step 3, you go to the merge group, and in the merge group one option is there that is called split cells option is there. You go to that options, split cells options, and click on it, okay. And step 4 is click OK, and lastly you will press OK or click OK. So this is the way we can split our cells, okay, in a table. Formatting a table. We can only format a table after it is created. It includes things such as applying different styles, changing the rows height and columns width, or by applying shades and borders. So formatting means what? Formatting is to make up the text or the layout to display the word or document to look beautiful, okay. So when our table is created, then we can format our table, and we can format a table after it is created, and it includes the things such as applying different styles. We can apply the different styles in a table, changing the rows height and columns width. We can also apply the rows height, columns, we can change the columns width, or we can applying shades and borders in our table. So these are the things we can apply and format our table. Formatting table style and changing row height. Here the steps have given, then how we can apply different table and existing table, and how we can changing the row height. So let's see what are the steps to apply different table to an existing table, okay. First one is select the entire table. Step 2 is click the design tab under the table tools. Step 3 is click the style you want from the table styles, and step 4 is click the move arrow to see more styles. Here in step 1, select the entire table. First of all, you have to select the entire table, means full table you have to select. Second one is step 2, click design tab under table tools. Second step, you go to the design tab and click on it. Okay, and step 3 is click the style you want from the table styles, and in step 3 you go to the table styles. Okay, and in the table styles there is lots of styles is there, so you can go and click the style you want from the table styles. Step 4 is click the more arrows to see more styles. If you want to see the more styles, then you go, arrow keys is there, you go through the arrow keys to see more styles. Okay, and here steps to changing the row height. How we will change our rows height in a table? There are 3 steps. By using the steps, we can change the rows height in a table. Step 1 is click anywhere on the row whose height you want to change. Step 2 is click on the layout tab. And step 3 is click the table row height scroll box to change the height of the row in the cell size group. So here first of all, step 1 is click anywhere on the row whose height you want to change. So first of all, you whose rows height you want to change, you select and click on it. Step 2 is click on the layout tab. Okay, it is mistakes there. Click on the layout tab means you go to the layout tab and click on it. Step 3 is click the table row height scroll box to change the height of the row in the cell size group, and after that you can click on the table row height scroll box for changing the height of a row in the cell size group. Here we will see that how we will change the columns width in a table and how we will apply borders and shading in a table. Okay, so first of all we will see that the steps to change the columns width. First, there are 3 steps. Step 1 is click the column whose width you want to change. First of all, you click on the column. Okay, means which column you want to change the width, that column you have to click, select and click on it. Step 2 is click on the layout tab. Second, you go to the layout tab and click on it. Step 3 is click the table row width scroll box to change the width of the column in the cell size group. And thirdly, and the third options, we go to the table row width scroll box is there, we go and click on it. And here we will see that borders, apply borders to a table. There are also 3 steps. First one is click the table. First you will select the table. Second, click the design tab under the tables tool, means you go to the design tab and click on it. And step 3 is click the down arrow of the borders options from the table style. And the step 3 is down arrow key is there, down arrow of the borders option is there, you go and click on it. Tools in Word. There are 2 types of tool that we are using in a table. The tools are thesaurus and second one is symbol. So what is thesaurus? The thesaurus is a tool which provides and suggests other words with similar meaning to words you have selected. So a thesaurus is a reference work that lists the synonyms of words. Synonyms means what? The words with similar meaning. So the thesaurus is a tool which provides and suggests other words with similar meanings to the words you have selected. Okay, and the second tools in Word, that is symbol. Symbols are the special characters or the signs which can be inserted in the Word 2013 document. Symbols are the special character or the sign. We know that symbols are the special character or signs. There are lots of symbols, several symbols like star symbols, then arrows can be inserted and formatted in the required document, similarly like a normal text. Okay, so each and every font has a separate set of symbols. Now we will see here that what are the steps to use these errors. Means what are the steps, how can we use these errors. These are the two steps. We can follow these steps and use these errors. Step 1 is click on the review tab. Step 2 is click on the these errors button from the proofing group. Here first of all you have to click on the review tab, and second options step is that click on the these errors button, okay, from the proofing group. So these are the two steps we use. By following these steps we use these errors. Now steps to use symbols. There are 9 steps. By following these 9 steps we use symbols. So step 1 is take the cursor to the positions where you want to insert the symbol. Step 2 is click the insert tab. First of all you take the cursor of the positions where you want to insert the symbols. First of all you have to select the positions, okay, where you want to insert the symbols. And second step is you go to the insert tab and click on it. Step 3 is in the symbols group click the symbol options. Step 4 is click the desired symbol, and which symbol you want you click on that symbol. Step 5 is if more options are required click more symbols. If you want to more symbols than required, then more option is there, you go to the more options and click more symbols. Step 6 is click the symbol tab. Step 7 is select the desired symbols after selecting the desired font from the font list. If you want to desired symbols after selecting the desired font list from the font list, that means you will select the desired symbols. Step 8 is click the insert options, and lastly you will click on the close button. So these are the steps to use the symbols in a table. I hope this video will benefit you. Thank you.